Hello my lovely YouTube fans. Today we're going to be making a voodoo monster. So for this project you are going to need, this is paint box black. This one is called the Lemonade Shop and it's called Bad Day. This one is Kobu white. And this one is Red Heart Favorite Strip. So now you're also going to need a E hook 3.5 millimeter. You're going to need safety eyes 6 millimeter, and you're also going to need some polyester fiber for stuffing, and of course a yarn needle for sewing in all of your ends. Okay, so we're going to get started and we're going to go ahead and start off with our paint box black. And we're going to use this to make our legs. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our slip knot, and then we're going to head and we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and we're going to put 6 single crochet in this second chain here. So 1, 2, and this is 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so right here you're going to want to use a stitch marker. Now I do a lot of crocheting and I have a little cup on the side here where I throw away pieces that I cut off. I put in this small cup, if I can get this out. And I'm going to use a piece from that cup that I have I've thrown away. So I'm just going to use this here, and it is a brighter color than what I am using, so that way I can see it. So right here, I'm just going to put this in as a stitch marker. Now, this was round 1. Now we're going to go ahead and do round 2, and round 2 is going to be 2 single crochet into each stitch. So I'm just going to make sure I'm crocheting in the right spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here is where I would start. Now, if I can get it in there we go. And it's 2 single crochet into each stitch. So that's 1 and 2. There we go. Then the next one, this is 3 and 4, and then 5. Okay, this is 5, and then we have 6. And then we have 7 and 8. And this is 9 and 10. Uh-oh. I went through my stitch marker. And then that's 11. And this last one, without going through my stitch marker, is 12. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull up my stitch marker. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay, so now we're going to do round 3. Round 3 is 1 single crochet in the very first stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, if I can find it, which is right here. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, and then we're going to do that all the way to the end. So we have 1, and then we have 2. So 1 and 2, and then 1, and then there we go, 1 and 2, and then 1, and then this is 1 and 2, and then we have 1, and then right here is 1 and 2, and then this is 1, and our last stitch is 1 and 2. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull up my stitch marker. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do round 4. Round 4 is 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to do 3 decreases. So go in, and that's 1 decrease. This is the second decrease, and then this is the last decrease. And then we're doing 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5 and 6. Right here is 6. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull up my stitch marker. There we go. Now that that's done, we're going to move ahead onto round 5. In round 5, it's going to be 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, this is 2, 3, 4, that's 4, and this is 5. And then we're going to do, there's going to be 1 single crochet decrease, and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, and then another decrease. And then after we do that decrease, it's 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last stitch is 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up my stitch marker. Okay, now we're going to move on to round 6. In round 6, we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then we're going to decrease 3 together. So first of all, I am going to push this in like this. Okay, so now we're gonna decrease 3 together. So that just means doing, instead of doing 2, you're doing 3. So 1, 2, and 3 stitches, and then we decrease them. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, that's 4, and this is 5. Okay, and then I'm going to pull up my stitch marker. All right, now this would be a great spot to stuff just a tiny bit of stuffing that I have, just a tiny bit right in here. Not too much, but just a little bit. There we go. And now we're going to move on to round 7. But when we're moving on to round 7, we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch our colors. And we want to switch to our Lemonade Shop Bad Day. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch real quick. So I'm going to take my scissors, just going to chop off a small piece there. And now I'm going to go back for a minute and I'm going to go through these last 2 loops here. I'm going to go out, and then you want to finish this last single crochet here with the new yarn. Now we're going to yarn over or crochet over our tails here. So for round 7, we're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So this one, and I'm just gonna pull all of this to make sure it is tight. That was 1. This is 2, 3, and then this is 4 and 5. And then we're going to put 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So that's 1. This is 2. This is 3, and then this is 4. And our last stitch here, we're going to put 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to pull up my stitch marker. Okay, and now we're going to move on to round 8. Round 8, we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So this is this is 1, and that's 2, 3. Let's move that out of the way. And then this is 4 right here. And then after that, we're going to put 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So hold on, okay, there we go. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 4. Uh-oh, is that right? Okay, so 1, and this is 2. Hold on. Okay, 2. And then we have this being 3 and 4. Here we go. And then in the next stitch is going to be 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. And now we're just going to single crochet in those last 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Wait a minute. Okay, and now I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to pull up my stitch marker. And now we're going to do rounds 9 to 26. It's going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now remember, you're going to have to make 1 more leg just like this, because of course we're going to need 2 legs. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to finish up this leg and make my other one off camera. Then when I get back, we'll move on to the body. Okay, so now that we have finished rounds 9 to 26, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on the body and start on round 28. Before we start on round 28, you are going to see I have cut off both of my yarns because you need to slip stitch 2 of your stitches right here. And where I left off it's never in the right spot to do that. So right in the middle, these 2 in the middle, so here and right there is 1, and we're just gonna go ahead and I'm going to slip stitch. Hold on. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch again in the very next stitch, which is right there. Okay, and then there we go. Now that is slip stitch, now what you're going to do is you're going to work 28 stitches all the way around. So we're not going to work in those slip stitch pots, those were the middle. You're just going to put 28 single crochets all the way around. While crocheting over that tail. Okay, so now that I've worked 28 single crochet around the entire thing, we're going to go ahead and start round 28. Round 28 is 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, that's 2, 3, 4, this is 5, and 6. And then there's 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2, and then you're just going to go ahead and repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, so now that I've done rounds 28, we're going to go ahead and do round 29. Round 29 is 1 single crochet in the next 7. So 1, 2, 3, and that's 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to put 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, and then you're going to repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, so now that we are done with rounds 29, we're going to go ahead and do rounds 30 and 31. Rounds 30 and 31 is just 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so now that we are done with rounds 30 and 31, we're going to go ahead and we are going to do round 32. Now for round 32, we're going to single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to put 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then we're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, and now that we're done with round 32, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move to round 33. Round 33 is 1 single crochet in the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. And then you're just going to repeat that all the way around. we are done with round 33, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move to rounds 34 through 38. 34 through 38 is just one single crochet in each stitch. I'm going to go ahead and do mine off camera, and when I get back, we'll move on to round 39. Okay, so now that I have gone ahead and I have finished rounds 34 to 38, we're going to move on to round 39. Round 39 is one single crochet in the next 9 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're going to do one single crochet decrease. And then you're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, and now that we are done with round 39, we're going to move on to round 40 and 41, which is just one single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished rounds 40 and 41. Now we're going to move on to round 42. Round 42, we're going to put one single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to put one single crochet decrease. And now we're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, so now that I have finished round 42, we're going to move on to round 43 and 44, which is just one single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so now that I have gone ahead and finished rounds 43 and 44, we're going to go ahead and do round 45. Round 45, we're going to single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to do one single crochet decrease. And now we're going to repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, and now that I finished round 45, we're going to move on to round 46. Round 46 and 47. Round 46 and 47 is just one single crochet in each stitch. Okay, and now that we are finished with rounds 46 and 47, we're going to go ahead and move on to round 48. Round 48 is one single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So that's 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to do one single crochet decrease. And now we're going to repeat that all the way to the end. And now that we have finished round 48, let's go ahead and move on to round 49 and 50. 49 and 50 is just one single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so now that we have finished rounds 49 and 50, we're going to move on to round 51. Round 51 is one single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do a single crochet decrease. And now we're just going to repeat that. Okay, and now that we are finished with round 51, we're going to go ahead and do round 52 and 53, which is just one single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so now that we have finished rounds 52 and 53, we're going to move on to round 54. Round 54 is one single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So that's 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to do one single crochet decrease. And then we're going to repeat that to the end. And now that we finish with round 54, we're going to move on to round 55 to 58, which is just one single crochet in each stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that off camera. And then when we get back, we'll move on to our horns. Alright, so now that we're done with our body, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this multicolor one of yarn here, and we are going to get started on our horns. I'm going to make my slip knot, and we are going to chain 2, and we're going to put 5 single crochets in this second chain. So 1, this is 2, 3, that's 4, and 5. And right here is probably going to be where we want to use a stitch marker. So I'm just going to cut off some yarn here, and I'm just going to use it as my stitch marker. There we go. There's our stitch marker. Now, for round 2, we're going to put 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So let me just let's see here. I said 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I start right here. So we're going to put 2 single crochet. So that's 1 and 2. And then 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So this is 1, that's 2. This is 3. And then the last one is 4. And now we're just going to pull up our stitch marker. Okay, now we're moving on to round 3. Round 3. We're going to put 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Then we're going to put 2 single crochet in the stitch after that. Okay, that is the same stitch, so it's here. So this is 1 and 2. And then 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, this is 3, and then this one right here is 4. Right? And now I'm going to pull up my stitch marker. Okay, there we go. Stitch marker. And I actually think I need to push this the other way. So, there we go. That's much better. All right. So now we're moving on to round 4. Round 4, we're putting, let me see, that one's already in it. So 1 single crochet, let's just go, yeah, okay. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch after that. So 1 and 2. There we go. I'm sorry, 2 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this is 1 and then the next one is 2. 1 and 2. And then we want to put 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then I'm going to do a single crochet decrease. There we go. And now we're going to pull up our stitch marker. There we go. Okay, there. Now we're going to move on to round 5. Round 5 is 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So this is right here. If I can get in there. It's 1 and 2. And then we have 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't want to go through my stitch marker. Okay. And now I can pull up my stitch marker. There we go. Now we're moving on to round 6. Round 6, we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this is 1 and 2, and then in the next one is 1 and 2. Now 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then we do one single crochet decrease. Okay. Now we're going to pull up our stitch marker. And now we're on round 7. Round 7 is 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then it's 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Pull up our stitch marker. And now we're on round 8. Round 8 is 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then the next one, let me fix that. Okay, and the next one is 1 and 2, and then 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're doing 1 single crochet decrease. So 1 and 2. And then we're pulling up our stitch marker. Okay, so now we're moving on to round 9. Round 9 is 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. And then we have 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now we're moving on to round 10. Round 10 is 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it's 2 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then the next one is 1 and 2. Then we do 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're doing 1 single crochet decrease. Uh-oh. Out of the way. 1 and 2. Okay, and now we're pulling up our stitch marker. And now we're moving on to round 11. Round 11, we're doing 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're doing 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2, and now it's 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is This is 5, 6, 7, and the last one is 8. And now we're going to pull up our stitch marker here. All right, and now we're going to move on to round 12. Round 12 is 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to put 2 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So this is 1 and 2, and then 2 more, 1 and 2, and then 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're doing 1 single crochet decrease. So that's 1 and 2. Then we're just gonna pull up our stitch marker. Alright, so now we're moving on to round 13. Round 13, we have 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're doing 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then 1 single crochet in the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, 7, 8, and the last one is 9. Pull up my stitch marker. Okay, now we're going to move on to round 14. Round 14 is 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we have 2 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2. And now we're gonna put 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then 1 single crochet decrease. Just pull up that stitch marker there. And now we're going to move on to round 15. Round 15 was 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then it's 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then it's 1 single crochet in the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This last one is 10. Then we're going to pull up our stitch marker. Right? Now we're moving on to round 16. Round 16 is 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there we go. And 8. Okay, and there's 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2. And then it's just 1 single crochet decrease. Now I know this looks a little weird, but this is how we're making it so that it can curve. So now we're going to move on to round 17. Round 17 is 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can pull this out. That's 7 and 8. Then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then 1 single crochet in the next 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a stitch right here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And you're just gonna simply slip stitch to end because we're done. And this is our horn. And now we're going to make sure that we leave a good amount of a tail for sewing onto our head later. So you're just gonna finish that off. And then you can stuff this a little bit later when you get ready to sew it onto the head. And of course you're going to go ahead and you're going to make one more of these. Alright, so now that we have finished our horns, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on our head. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make my slip knot. And now I'm going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now I am going to 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So here, the next 4 chains rather. So that's 1, and it says 2, 3, 3, and this last one right here, this last chain here, this would be 4 if I could get it in there. Okay, there we go, and 4. And then we're going to put 3 single crochets in the very last chain. So go ahead, and that's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're just going to turn our work just like this. We're going to turn it on the other side, and we're going to do 4 single crochets in the next 4 chains. So 1, this is 2, wait, okay, there we go, 2, and then we have, this one is 3, and this last one here is 4, and then 3 single crochet in the very last stitch, which is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and now for round 2, we're going to go ahead and put one single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the stitch after that. 1 and 2. And then you're just going to repeat that to the end. Okay, now that I'm finished with round 2, we're going to move on to round 3. Round 3 is 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, so 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and then you're going to repeat that to the end. Alright, and now that we are finished with round 3, we're going to move on to round 4. Round 4 is 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 single crochet in the stitch after that. 1 and 2. And now you're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, and now that we're finished with round 4, we're going to move on to round 5. Round 5 is 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2 single crochet in the stitch after that. 1 and 2. Now we're just going to repeat that to the end. Alright, and now that I have finished round 5, we're going to move on to round 6. Round 6 is 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it's 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And now we're going to repeat that all the way to the end. Alright, and now that I've finished with round 6, we're going to move on to round 7. Round 7 is 1 single crochet in each stitch. Round 7 to 18. 1 single crochet in each stitch. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up off camera, and then when I get back, I will show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so now that we are finished with rounds 7 to 18 and we've added our horns, we can go ahead and we can go to round 19. Round 19 is 1 single crochet decrease and then 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're just going to go ahead and repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, so now that we finished round 19, this is a perfect place to put our eyes. So I have my 2 safety eyes right here, and we're going to place them right above this row we just got finished doing, and I'm going to place them right in here somewhere, about I don't know, let's see, 10 stitches away. So let's start with here. If I put one here, there we go. Put one right there. And then I just kind of want to count my stitches out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 and not 10. It's up to you how far apart you think they should be. Let's try. Let's see. There. Don't you know? Not sure that's good enough. Maybe I'll put it just a little further. Yeah, that looks better. I think I like it like that a little bit better. Okay, so now just do it one by one and put on the backs. You really have to push too. And just a word of advice, make sure that these are in the right spot before you put these backs on, because once you put these backs on, it is very hard to get them off. All right, there we go. So now I have my eyes in, and now we're gonna move on to round 20. Okay, so now we're gonna do 1 single crochet decrease, and then 1 single crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're just going to repeat that to the end. All right, and now that we are done with round 20, we're going to go ahead and move on to round 21. Round 21 is 1 single crochet decrease, and then 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. Okay, and now that we've finished we finished rounds 22. We're gonna go ahead, we finished round 21. I'm sorry, 21. So for round, we're gonna do round 22 to 25. It's just gonna be one single crochet all the way around. Okay, so now that I have finished rounds 22 to 25, it should look like this. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to round 26. And as you can see, I did stuff my head right here. So we're going to go ahead and get started on round 26. Round 26 is one single crochet decrease and then one single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then you're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. So now that we have finished round 26, we're going to go ahead and move on to round 27. Round 27 is going to be one single crochet decrease right here, and then one single crochet in the next stitch, and then you're just going to repeat that all the way around. There we go. And now we can take this out because we really don't need it anymore. Okay, now what we need to do is have a long tail for sewing. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that off. Go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get my is that needle too big? Yeah, that needle too big. Okay. Go ahead and get my needle that I have. I'm gonna bring my body back over, and now I'm gonna use my needle to sew on my head to my body. So I want to make sure the head and body are both pointing in the same direction. We want the feet to be up, and we want the head, so we want it to be just like this. Now let's see, get it in the right spot. What I do is I'll go into this one and then into this one. There we go, and that will start it. And I'm just gonna weave in and out, stitch for stitch. Okay, now I only have a few more stitches left. So before I sew up those stitches, I'm gonna go ahead and stuff. I'm gonna put more stuffing in here just to stiffen up the neck a bit, so that the head won't be wobbly when it's done. So here is what our Voodoo Monster looks like right now. Now we still have to do, we're still gonna do some arms, and I'm thinking of ears and a bow, and of course we have to put on our stitches so we can make our voodoo doll look like a voodoo doll. Okay, so now we're going to start with our little stitches to make our voodoo doll look like a voodoo doll. So I'm going to start right up here where the color is, and I'm just going to go across, and I'm just going to slip stitch on top. So I'm going to start right here, and I've made a slip knot on a smaller hook. This is a B hook. I think this is the smallest hook I have. All you need is one that will fit through your doll's little holes without actually making the holes any bigger. So, and then I just take it and I slip stitch just like that. And then I go in to the same one, and I go out the other one, pull it in, and then slip stitch just like that. I'll weave this in later. Then again, go back into the same hole, go out the new hole, and slip stitch into the same hole, and try not to pull up any of the stuffing. There we go. Then into that same hole, out. There we go. And then again into the same hole and out. I'm just gonna keep going. There we go. And then one more. And I believe I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Now, before I pull it off, I'm gonna cut just a really good amount of a tail. I'm going to pull it through, and I'm gonna finish off so it doesn't come loose, just like that. Now for this part here, I'm gonna go in along, like way down here, take my hook, come up through the hole where this is, and then just pull it in. And I'm not gonna pull it out. I'm just gonna constantly pull it in without pulling out any of that stuffing. Okay. There we go. And I can just take this and, I done yanked it out of there. Let me just grab some of that. There we go. And I'm gonna try to ease that out without pulling anything out. There we go. So there is my little mouth. And now I'm gonna take this here, put it into my yarn needle. Go. Oh, nope. There we go. And now I'm just gonna go back and forth to make it look like, you know, the real stitches. So I'll start like this, and then I'll go over. I'll go over and out, just like that. want to make these pretty big. I don't want to make them, I don't want to pull too tight either. So, and there we have our mouth. That's all finished and done. And now I need to kind of tie this off a little bit. So maybe I'll do one more right here. And what I'll do is I'll do like this to make the knot right here. There we go. And then I'll take this and we'll pull it in and over to the back. There we go. And then I can just take and cut this off. And there we go. And this is our little voodoo mouth. Now, I would like to make one more, and I think I want to make a stitch somewhere like here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did before. Make my slip knot with my smaller hook, and I want to start right about here and have it go like that. So I'm going to start somewhere down here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a normal slip stitch. And I'm just going to follow my path like I want it to. Just need to go back into that hole. There we go. Now I'm just going to cut off a little bit of a long tail. Then I'm just going to tie it off like this. And there's my little stitch there. Now I'm going to come in somewhere way down here. I'm going to come up right here, grab this. Uh-oh, I think I lost it. And just try to pull it in without actually pulling out any yarn or any stuffing. I just stuff that back in there. Uh-oh, nope, don't grab it. Nope, that's becoming hard. Let's see. There we go. And I pulled it out again. I want to stuff it back in without actually the hook catching it. There we go. Okay, now I can take this and I can go over it like I did the mouth. I can just start like right, you know what, right here. Now I have made, there we go, there's part of my voodoo things there, and I think this looks really nice. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to our arms. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started on our arms. Now we're gonna use this for the hand part of our arm. So I'm gonna put this big ball to the side and grab some, and I'm just going to start with a slip notch. And now we're just gonna chain 2, so 1 and 2, and we're gonna put 4 single crochets in here. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, okay, and then we're gonna do, for round 2, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put 2 single crochet into each stitch. So let me just check, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need to start way over here. Just, okay, there we go. So this would be, stuck. Okay, 1 and 2. Then the next one. This is 3 and 4. Then we have 5 and 6, and then our last one, which is right here, is 7 and 8. And now that we have that, for round 3 is simply 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and then 2 in the next stitch, and then you're just gonna repeat that. So that's 1, I'm sorry, this would be 2 and 3. Then we have 4, and this is, if I can get it in there, that's 5 and 6, then 7, this is 8 and 9, that's 10, and this is 11 and 12. There we go. And now we're going to move on to round 4. Round 4 is going to be 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then 2 in the next stitch, and that's 3 and 4, and then you're going to repeat that all the way to the end. So that's 5 and 6, and then we have 7 and 8, then 9, 10, this is 11 and 12, then 13 and 14, and that's 15 and 16, and the last ones are 17 and 18. There we go. And now for round 6, we are going to simply, not round 6, I'm sorry, round 5. We just finished round 4, we're doing round 5 now. Now, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then a decrease. So that's 1 and 2. Now we do a decrease. This makes 3. And you're going to repeat that. And this is 4 and 5. And that's 6. This is 7 and 8. And this is 9. And that's 10 and 11. And this last one is 12. There we go. And now round 6. Round 6 is going to be 1 single crochet and then a decrease. And we're going to repeat that. So that's 1. This is 2. That's 3. This is 4. That's 5. This is 6. This is 6. This is 7. And this last one is 8. There we go. And now rounds 7 and 8, just 1 single crochet all the way around with 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we have to go around one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and 8. And now I'm going to stop right there because it's really tiny. So now we're going to come in and we're just going to take a little bit of stuffing and we're going to stuff it in there. Go. Alright, and that is probably good enough. Now, we're going to come back. Oh, where are my scissors? Here they are. And we're just going to chop off a small piece. And you're going to come back and go back into those 2 single crochets. We're going to grab our Bad Day yarn right here. I'm just going to, okay. And we're going to finish off this last single crochet we did with the bad yarn. And now I just want to pull and tug on this to make sure it's tight. Okay. Now we're going to move on to round 9. Round 9 is 1 single crochet in the next stitch, which is 1, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So this is, that is not all the way in those stitches. And that's 3, no, I'm sorry, that's 2 and 3. And then we're going to repeat that all the way to the end. So that was 3. 4, and this is 5 and 6. Then this is 7, and this is 8. 8 and 9, and then this next one is 10, and this last one is 11 and 12. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna do rounds 10 to 35. 10 to 35 is just one single crochet all the way around.